Right now, live on Up with KREM, the amount of COVID patients in Kootenai County is rising. Doctors say these patients are different from the past year.
We are seeing severely affected young people, which we hadn't seen as much previously.
This morning, what they think could be causing the outbreaks.
And two Washingtonian families are now suing a dairy company after an E. coli outbreak. What happened to the children of the families after they had symptoms?
And we're taking you outside where rain is starting to fall across the inland northwest. We'll talk when it arrives in Spokane.
And this morning, we're trying out another Spokane Parks and Rec summer camp. We're excited to test out what your kids can learn at the Wilderness Survival Camp. You're not going to want to miss it. We had a lot of fun at summer camp.
Up with KREM begins now.
Hey there, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on Up with KREM, and happy Friday Eve.
Yeah, that's right. We're taking a live look over Lake Coeur d'Alene this morning. Definitely some clouds in the sky. Last night we got some much needed rain. Our trees sure loved it, especially as we head into wildfire season.
Yeah, and this morning, if you are looking to get some trees of your own, we'll be live from Dishman Hills Conservancy about how they're giving away trees this weekend. Free, free, free. We love free.
Yeah, that's our favorite word.
Yeah, and trees. I hug one a week probably.
Can you just imagine seeing Jeremy on the South Hill just hugging a tree?
They need love too.
Yeah, come on. And they're getting the love. They're getting the love in the way of rain early on this morning. You saw it coming down there in Coeur d'Alene. You can see it right behind me. And guys, I don't know if you're ready for rain, but it's coming. It's on its way. It's making its way toward us here in Spokane. Temperature is a little bit cooler this morning. We're still hanging out in the low 40s, but here comes the rain. You can see it spreading from east to west and now working its way into parts of eastern Washington. Look at that heavy band. We kind of thought that heavy band was going to set up over us in Spokane, but it looks like it's down to our south, Davenport, just south of Cheney. That's where that one's setting up. We're missing out right now, but look at this push of moisture coming in from the east. Heavy rain in Coeur d'Alene right now. That rain is starting to track its way toward us here in Spokane. Timing it out, looks like we are going to quickly see that move in here. By about 7:30, I think we're in on the rain in Spokane. If you're headed to the east over on Interstate 90, just know it's going to be heavy rain, and that heavy rain moves in by 9 a.m. I think we're in the thick of it. Starts winding down through the 11 o'clock hour, and then by this afternoon, we'll start to watch that rain come to an end across much of the inland northwest. A few lingering clouds, but that's about it as we head into the day on Friday. But keep in mind that rain today keeps us cooler. Temps in the mid to low 50s across the inland northwest today. Not just us in Spokane, but everyone sees their coldest day of the week today. And then we'll start warming up as we head into the weekend, but that chance of rain sticks around.
Our big story now in North Idaho, health leaders are seeing a surge in COVID-19 patients. Kootenai Health has seen its numbers almost double in the last week.
Well, Kootenai Health leaders believe that low vaccine rates and the presence of COVID variants is to blame for this spike. Now, as of Wednesday morning, 27 patients were being treated for COVID. 6 of them are in critical care.
Now, its current spike isn't as large as the one seen late last year, which saw 90 or more COVID-19 patients at one time. But Kootenai Health leaders still aren't liking what they're seeing, especially in the case rate of young people.
We are seeing severely affected young people, which we hadn't seen as much previously. We had seen a lot of over 65 in our ICU. Now we're seeing anywhere between 20 and 65. We still have some nursing home patients or some people that are over the 65 group, but it's been surprising on how many people under 65.
Kootenai Health says vaccine hesitancy is the biggest factor behind the spike. Nationally, about 56% of people ages 12 and older have gotten at least one shot. North Idaho sits at 36%. The same trend appears for those fully vaccinated. Nationally, a little more than 44% are eligible for the fully vaccination. Now in North Idaho, that falls to 32%.
Doctors at Kootenai Health recommend people use the Idaho Vaccine Finder to schedule appointments. They say there is enough supply to meet demand.
7:04, it's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Let's get right to it. 2 Washington families are suing a dairy company after their children were hospitalized with E. coli infections. Now they claim Pure Air, which produces PCC Community Market brand yogurt, should be held responsible for their illnesses. The families say their children showed serious symptoms, with one girl spending time in the ICU. The State Department of Health says the recent E. coli outbreak is likely linked to the yogurt.
A Walla Walla man is recovering this morning after rescuers say a football-sized rock knocked him unconscious when he was hiking on Monday. According to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, the rock dislodged and hit him in the head. Weather conditions prevented Life Flight from getting the helicopter down to his location. He was, quote, hoisted out by pure muscle by the Columbia Basin Dive and Rescue. The man was then flown to a local hospital where he was conscious during his transport. The sheriff's office is reminding visitors that Palouse Falls is a beautiful location, but says the cliffs and river are unforgiving to mistakes, missteps, and inattention.
Idaho Governor Brad Little faces opposition from a fellow Republican in next year's primary, and the candidate happens to be Idaho's current lieutenant governor, Janice McGeehan, who announced that she's running this week. Now, McGeehan, who is from Idaho Falls, served in the Idaho House from 2002 to 2012 and is now in her first term as lieutenant governor. She's spoken out against Governor Little's coronavirus-related restrictions. Her platform includes individual rights, state sovereignty, and traditional conservative values.
Well, when you go on a first date, you hope that there aren't a lot of red flags. Well, that's not the case for this Bellevue woman who, let's just say, her date bombed. Yikes. Bellevue police arrested someone for writing out bomb threats inside the Lincoln Square Mall. Police say he wrote messages in chalk inside the bathroom while he was on that date. We're told the man's date did confirm he was the one who wrote the messages.
And 5 eastern Oregon counties voted in support of a new state called Greater Idaho. The chances of counties actually joining Idaho are slim, though. Both Oregon and Idaho legislatures would have to approve, plus federal approval would be needed, and state constitutions would have to be changed. Something like this hasn't happened in 150 years.
Well, that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. Well, this weekend, you can get a free tree at Dishman Hills.
Yeah, and this morning, yeah, absolutely. Nicole Hernandez is live at the Wilson Conservation with the details about the event. Good morning, Nicole.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yes, free trees, exactly what's happening. So it's a combination of an effort from the Colville National Forest, Coeur d'Alene Nursery, and the Dishman Hills Conservancy that are teaming up to give away hundreds of those free trees. The event is happening on Saturday, and it's going to be happening from 9 a.m. to noon, and it's completely free to the community. However, you do need to register in advance of the event. So registration spots are open every half hour so that group sizes stay small. Social distancing will be encouraged. And even though this is an outdoor event, masks will be required whenever social distancing is not able to happen. So Dishman Hills Conservancy staff will be here on site giving out, of course, those free trees, giving out trail information and trail maps as well. And then they'll also be giving some small group site tours of the building that's happening on this site as well. So if you're interested, you can text the word tree to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link with all the information you need to know. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. Well, Penn State University wants to become more inclusive, so they're getting rid of gendered terms. After the break, why no one will be called a freshman on their campus.
And there is new legislation in Washington state to help with the climate crisis. Coming up in our next half hour, new laws that will cut down on plastic pollution, greenhouse emissions, and create revenue for climate investments.
And we're going to take you outside, talk rain returning to the inland Northwest. We'll let you know how much you're set to get.